This is the Transformers Generations Studio Series number 56 from Transformers Dark of the Moon Leader Class Shockwave. Shockwave, finally! We get a decent representation of this character, and I picked up this set at Hobby Corner. Pretty neat. Let's get him out of packaging. And here is a Shockwave out of packaging, and the figure is absolutely gorgeous. I didn't expect it to be this nice. You know, to be honest, I thought it was going to be like, you know, a retool of Megatron. It's not. Kind of is. A little bit of engineering here and there, some parts here and there, but it, in all aspects of the figure, I think this is a brand new mold. I think the engineering's great. The details are fantastic, which we'll get to in a little bit. And, you know, it'll have its flaws, but overall, I think it's a fantastic Studio Series figure, especially one that really captures Shockwave. Now, if you remember the old Voyager class Shockwave we've got for the Dark of the Moon toy line, it looks something like this. Oh my goodness, it is so forgettable compared to this new one. Look at that. So skinny and spendy. Well, you can't blame Hasbro, you know, they get pre-production designs and all that. They can only work with so much, but after the movie, you know, they could redo the figures. But this was the old figure, which I'm so glad I got rid of. And now we have this one. Absolutely gorgeous. It's so nice. Oh my goodness. And you know what really brings this figure out? I mean, yung talaga nagdadala sa figure na to is the colors. I don't know how to explain it. It's like he's done in charcoal gray and maybe dark gray, gunmetal gray, but it's like they used the purple paint apps as a form of sort of like a battle damage effect on it, like this on the legs. If you can, I don't know, yeah, like here. You can see like parts of it weathering, some weathering on the purple right there. And that's what they used. Instead of having purple plastic and putting some black on it, they used the gray or gunmetal gray plastic, and they put some purple highlights on it, which serves as battle damage design. And look at that. Look at the knee, the legs, that center chest, even the chest. I thought it was just going to be pure purple, but it's not. It's got some weathering on it. Look at that. On the forearm, on the gun arm. That's what's making this figure pop, I think, for the most part. You get some really nice paint apps on the feet, no weathering here and there, that's fine. And then, of course, the head sculpt. Look at that. If that is not Shockwave, I don't know what is. Probably the only way they could have improved this is they had movable mandibles. That would have been super. But as it is, really liking this head sculpt. Wow, look at that. Maybe some light piping would be nice, but I don't mind at all if it's just painted red. So yeah, look at this. Some nice little charcoal metallic gray at the back. Even the weapons, this sort of spear or side melee weapon has some weathering on it. Some bronze highlights here and there. Wow, I am so stoked about this figure. Really. All right, enough gushing. He comes with this. Very nice, something new. A diorama where all the paratroopers are coming in. And yep, just to simulate how they tried to land in Chicago and all that. Very nice. He comes with a nice little instruction sheet. I'm gonna wait before I go to the two other Studio Series figures he comes with. I am going to just show you quickly this. This is probably the item I'm not particularly fond of. I'm not going to remove it. If you want to see how this parachute works, you're just going to have to watch Prime vs. Prime or PIA or Bulk Matrix to do that. But it is a figure. It is a non-articulated, just really nicely molded paratrooper with some very minimal paint apps. Just a little bit of flesh paint on the face, but it's got some nice detail on it. I'll give you that. Very cool. It's made of soft PVC material. It's got hooks for that rope for the parachute, so you could literally, you know, you put one on top of him, like he's almost going to land and he's going to decimate him, and that could work. I think this is just not so much playability, but I think Hasbro put this for displayability. So I'm not gonna move it. It's probably a nice looking parachute. You guys are just will just have to use your imagination. I'm not doing that because I put everything back in the boxes and all. And this is probably the most curious thing about the set. He comes with 2 other Studio Series figures, or 2 other figures that were also present in Dark of the Moon, and these are Wheelie and Brains, and they are tiny, but the details on these figures are absolutely spot on. Some pinups here and there, wow. And you know, the Studio Series has always been about scale. Okay, they're trying to make every single Transformer in scale with each other, and this is as good as it gets, folks. If you want a scaled Wheelie and Brains, sadly, this is just what we're gonna get. Non-transforming, just soft PVC molded figures. If you want a transforming Wheelie, you're gonna have to go and get the original Revenge of the Fallen toy. But as it is, you know, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, talking about scale, this is as good as it gets, folks. I mean, maybe instead of just giving us a paratrooper, maybe they could have given us the Halo jumper as well, or maybe just instead of troopers, we don't really care much about the troopers. Maybe they've given us a more articulated figures of these 2. Maybe put some hinges, some ball joints here and there. Maybe make them out of sturdier plastic instead of these. But I'm not complaining too much. I'm pretty happy with the way these things turned out. They're just so small. I'm guessing, you know, if you don't put everything back in the boxes, these things are gonna get lost. Seriously. Okay, so enough of that. On to the figure again. Now the figure, if at all, I'm going to complain about is it's got way too much soft PVC plastic on it. Namely this one. This one is probably the most annoying bit. It's very soft for safety reasons, of course. And it hardly stays on this peg hole. It just wants to... It's so wobbly and it's very loose, so you might want to just mount it here. It's not as accurate, but that's where it's going to be on tank mode, so that's fine. The gun, the barrel of this gun is made of soft PVC material, so I'm like, okay, safety reasons again, whatnot, but you know, my main concern is not so much aesthetics, but it's more so the quality of the rubberized plastic that they have, the PVC, that I hope, you know, it doesn't degrade, especially if you live in a country like the Philippines. You know, the temperatures are just crazy here, and I hope they don't get sticky and all that. I'm guessing this is gonna get sticky over time, so I don't think I'll be displaying these. All of my Studio Series are back in boxes just to protect them. Okay, the spikes here are soft PVC material. Everything else is hard. Yep, nothing else. So, oh, this one, the hand, the fist, soft PVC material, again for safety reasons. Got some nice little weathering there, so okay. This thumb, soft PVC material. So if at all, there's a little bit way too much soft plastic on it, but I'm not complaining too much. Pretty cool. So yeah. So articulation for the figure. The head is on a ball joint. You can tilt it forward and backward a little bit because of that transformation hinge, but really it's just on a ball joint. No torso or waist articulation or anything like that. The thrusters do move independently like that. Hose allows for some articulation or general articulation for the right arm, forwards and backwards. Flexible hose goes in and out. Same with this other arm. Bicep swivel, hinge elbow as well for this arm. Wrist moves in and out a little bit, and for this one, his thumb actually moves in and out. Okay, hips, they go with the transformation. They allow you to move them a little bit in and out, but they can do splits in and out, forward and backward, not really hindered by anything. I'm surprised. Thigh swivel, hinge knees all the way there, 90 degree, maybe 95 degrees. Okay, heels, double jointed ankles like that. Rocker tilt, pretty neat. All right, so let's do some size comparisons. Here he is with Master Megatron, or Lord Megatron, Dark of the Moon, leader class. And here he is with Starscream, with one of the dreads, everyone's favorite Barricade, and finally my favorite, Soundwave. So very nice, very happy with this. All we need is Sentinel Prime, and we'll have all the cons. Yeah, I hear Hasbro's doing a Sentinel Prime Studio Series figure. Can't wait for that. So let's transform Shockwave. Now, if you've transformed or very familiar with the Studio Series Voyager class Megatron for Revenge of the Fallen, then the transformation is going to look and feel very similar. So get rid of this. The instructions tell you not to, but it'll be flopping everywhere and all that. So the best thing to do is do that. Now, these are actually removable if you force it. And I'll talk about that later, but you don't have to remove the hose or anything like that. So first thing you want to do, much like Megatron, go ahead and untab the shoulders right here. This one's a little tough, okay? Fold it out like that. Fold the thrusters outward like that. The head just is going to look up like that. I mentioned earlier that this was a transformation procedure. It's not. You just, I don't know why they had that, but you don't do that to transform. The head just stays like that in tank mode, okay? Then what you want to do is you want to split these hip joints right here, much like Megatron, like that, okay? And then, okay, you might as well go and do this. Okay, and then these sort of heel spurs, non-functioning heel spurs, they're going to go like this. They're going to go like that. Okay, just fold them towards the foot and like that. Okay, fold the feet down like that. Being cool. And then these peg holes right here are going to peg in, tab into those tabs right there. So like that. That, and then just adjust the hips, the hip joints to accommodate that transformation. Okay, and then this whole section right here is this. It's a small peg, but it's thick enough so that I don't think there's the risk of breaking over time. So what you want to do is that thing's going to peg into that hole right there. Okay. Okay, let me just, okay, there. It's not a tight, it's not a tight peg, not a tight hole. It's just that these hinges are just pushing on it so that it feels like it's a little tight. The friction on it is just what's keeping it tight, so that's fine, okay? And then fold the arms, or the shoulders, I should say, inwards, right there until they tab in, okay? And then these arms, they have those slots right there, and then they're going to tab in right here. Okay, so this one here, and the arm, the hand just folds down. Same with this one, like that. Make sure the arms are straight, biceps are straight, they're fine. And essentially that's it. These two pieces are just much like Megatron. They're supposed to be covering up that face, but it's not doing a good job, but it's fine. Okay, the instructions say one more thing. Oh wait, straighten out the boosters right there. And sorry, my bad. You gotta tab in and just lock in those shoulders with these pegs right there. Okay, now the instructions say one more thing, and that's to stretch out that hose by bending this joint right here. But I notice as more you do that, the hose tends to pop off. So I'm not gonna do that too often, at least. So it's quite difficult to put back in, but I just keep it like that. I mean, aesthetically, it's fine. This one, last bit, just put it there. Okay, I mean, aesthetically, it's fine. And he's still gonna roll, even if I mean, he doesn't roll that nicely anyway. The wheels are just too small, I think, for the treads. They're a little bit too small, and the clearance is very tight, but you don't really need to make him roll. He's a tank, so it could work. So I want to keep the hose like that. Although officially you got to fold it all the way back, and as you've seen, it will just pop off. So here is the alt mode. It's actually pretty nice. Cybertronian tank, assault tank. I don't recall Shockwave transforming into a tank, but for Transformers Prime and for Transformers Dark of the Moon, he apparently is a tank. So we're going to take that at face value, and very nice. I mean, there's a lot of gaps here and there, but overall, I think it does its job. I think, you know, for a Cybertronian tank, maybe the gaps are on purpose or intentional. Maybe these open panels are intentional. I don't know, but that's what it is. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. But the robot mode is really the best mode for this one. Really nice. So, okay. And so some final thoughts on this figure. It is an absolute must-have. If you're a big fan of the movie line, especially the Studio Series line, you love Shockwave, this is an absolute must-have. I think it's one of the best figures they've done for the Studio Series line. Kudos to Hasbro and Takara Tomy for doing a wonderful job. I mean, sure, it has recycled engineering from Megatron, a lot of soft PVC materials used for the parts of the figure, but overall, the details of this figure, the paint apps, just the overall sculpt, articulation, just absolutely phenomenal. It blew me away. I was very surprised that I actually really like this figure. Figure is going to get a 10 out of 10, obviously. You get 3 Studio Series figures that are perfectly scaled with each other. These two and him. You know, for a leader class price point, he is slightly bigger Voyager class figure, but I think it's well worth it. I think the price is justifiable. Well done. Well done. Absolutely well done. I love it. So best of luck to everybody hunting this figure down. I hope you've enjoyed this little video review. If you did, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this new Studio Series Shockwave figure. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. This has been the Transformers Generations Studio Series number 56 from Transformers Dark of the Moon Leader Class Shockwave. Thanks for watching.